Okay, so this week was a little bit different. I have finally got all the ISK I need to buy the 2 blueprints. I've managed to grab all of the planetary resources from the different planets that I'd produced ages ago, and it's all ready now for me to finally build them. I'm not going to refine them, or rather, I'm not going to research the BPOs this time. I will do it just to save myself carbon fiber, but what I just want to do is just get it going. So I need a 2-to-1 ratio of the control things and one of the life support things. So yeah, brilliant. Cool. So just double, triple checking and making sure. So then I need 30. Is it 30 or 60? Yeah, I need 30 of this one and 20 of the other one. Yeah, sorry, 60. Sorry, 60 of the preservation seals, and 30 of the life supports. Just, I really don't want to mess this up because I'll be so angry and so sad. Yeah, still 2-to-1. That'll take about 12 hours to fully cook. But in the meantime, what I've done is I was just playing and I bumped into someone else who was doing an Ironman, and they had just finished building their own Viator. Again, all following their own Ironman rules, and I just wanted to ask them how it went and what they did, what their challenges were, and they were happy enough to go to an interview. The only weird thing though is that he could speak Russian, not English, and this just meant that we did a interview by text over Discord, and then I used a AI generated voice to read out everything that he said. He was happy with it, and it's come out quite interesting. It was weird to sort of read out my own lines and intersperse them with the AI voice, but it did a good job. If you've got any thoughts about it, or if you've got someone that you would like to be interviewed, or you want to be interviewed yourself, ask some questions if you've done some interesting things in Eve, that would be really fun. Right, I will leave you to it, and here is that interview. Hi, my name's Matt. What can I call you?
My name is Vladimir.
Lovely to meet you, Vladimir. Is Vlad okay?
No, not Vlad. Vladislav is a different name. You can call me Vladimir or Vova.
Okay, Vladimir it is. I had a Russian girlfriend during college. Her family's names will always trip me up. How long have you been playing Eve, Vladimir?
My wife tells me I've been playing around 10 years.
Eve do be like that. I've been playing since '08, so that's too many years. What made you start playing Eve?
Honestly, I don't really remember anymore. I started Eve solo, without friends, without a corporation, completely alone.
Have you ever been part of any other null groups?
No, I was never in a nullsec block. I spent a long time playing in wormhole groups. It was very interesting to me.
That's just the part of the game that breaks my brain too much. But I love that there's so many different parts of Eve that we can have such different experiences, even when playing the same game. That's part of what I love, the sandbox. What made you start an Iron Man character?
There was a creator on YouTube, Tamba, Interplanetary. He made an Angel Cruiser Bootstrap challenge. I watched the whole series, and after that, I started my own challenge. I thought it would end very quickly, but it didn't. So I continued.
I've heard of that. It inspired me too. How long have you been playing this Iron Man character?
The character was born at the end of 2024, so about 1.5 years now.
Wow. When you started, what was the first challenge you set yourself?
I knew the Galenti ship tree was very obtainable, so I didn't really set fixed goals. Instead, I tried to document everything I did.
That's interesting. I set myself the goal of building a faction cruiser that I hadn't seen much of.
Faction cruisers are easy, but the Ishtar was the most valuable achievement for me.
Okay, show off. That 300 mil was hard enough for me. Why the Ishtar? Why was that the most valuable?
The Retriever blueprint is expensive, yes, but that is only ISK. To build an Ishtar, you need 7 advanced components. Each one requires 7 or more reactions. You must find low-sec reaction stations and do everything yourself. And yes, everything was mined by my own hands.
How did you keep track of all of the stuff you needed for it?
I used the greatest invention in history, a notepad, and also this website, eve-hub.sealy.dev, but it doesn't always work perfectly.
It must have been sore by the end. Where did you get it all?
I flew in Imicus and searched for moons with Athenors. Moon mining is hard. The moon calendar is one of the hardest systems in the game. High sec only has basic moon materials. Low sec is where the work really is. I explored almost all of low sec.
I'm pretty familiar with the R4 stuff. I've had to mine it for my components. When I was building up to get the components built, I found making fuel really difficult. How did you mine the ice?
Fuel is another story. My first fuel came from ice mining drones on a T1 Vexor.
Ha! Same here. My shit ice mining Vexor. What did you build first with your ice from your Vexor?
Later, I built a retriever and spread it across faction regions, mining from time to time.
I feel like you're really missing a lot of steps to just say, and then I bought a retriever. No. How is the Estero the perfect ship?
The Estero is the perfect Ironman ship. It can scan, fight weak anomalies, and clear scannable complexes.
How did you get the BPC?
Starting from a Corvette was very satisfying. I ran level 3 missions. An Algos can do them. You loot rogue drone chips and convert them using loyalty points.
Have you ever had any massive setbacks?
My biggest loss was an Ishtar. That was sad. I lost it in a Serpentis 6/10 complex.
Alright, back to your Ironman. What are your personal rules?
My rules are soft. I don't trade on the market. I don't loot wrecks that aren't mine. If I participate in a fight, then yellow wrecks are allowed.
So do you fight with others in your corp?
I do PvP myself. The corporation is mostly for mining, but personally I fight.
I like that. I'm going to make some changes I think after I built my VNI. I feel like scavenging should be fair game within reason. Has playing as an Iron Man made you like the game more, or treat it differently?
Yes, I like the game more now. I've mastered many mechanics I never touched before. Reactions, scanning, production, PI. To build T2 ships this way, you must understand everything.
Would you suggest this playstyle to others?
I definitely recommend this playstyle to others, especially if you are bored with normal gameplay. It helps you understand how wide this game really is.
You've done so much already. What are the next things you'd like to do?
I want to build an Orca, but 10 billion ISK, that is very hard. Or maybe a Tech 3 cruiser. That would be an honorable target.
Is there anything you'd do differently if you did it all over again?
Eve is a sandbox. There are no unrecoverable mistakes. You can always undock from another station and start again.
So honestly, I absolutely loved doing that. That was really fun. Thank you again so much for your time, Vladimir. I will have the ship being built next episode, and that'll be the end of this sort of phase. I loved some of the things that Vladimir said, specifically the idea of Vladimir's law, the right to salvage. That could make it a bit interesting, going and trying to steal modules from other people. But we'll see. Alright, thank you very much again, and have a lovely whatever it is you're doing. And sorry for all the war meme videos, but I'm loving making them.